Hi, I'm here with Apostle Fred from Action Plus Foundation. Firstly, congratulations on your award.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so could you tell me a little bit about your charity and what you do?
My charity, as I've said, is Action Plus Foundation.
Yeah.
We are an HIV advocacy organization based here in the UK as headquarters. And we have branches in Africa, based in Ghana and Uganda. What we do is that we sensitize people, especially on faith-based, congregation, to understand what HIV stands for. Because as an HIV organization, we want to make sure that we are preventing people from acquiring the HIV and also helping people who are already diagnosed of having HIV not to be stigmatized so that they can be able to live their life well and to the full. So we chose the church because I'm a pastor and I lead, a church. And the church at that time when we started with our foundation was not keen about HIV because they have different perception about HIV and thinking that people who live with HIV are people who live their life anyhow, promiscuous lifestyle has brought a curse from God to them. So when somebody comes and it says, I went to the hospital and the doctor diagnosed me and saying I have HIV, now they know that you are carrying a curse. So you can never be entertained. So you have to be excommunicated. And I felt that that wasn't right. It was really ignorance because if it is God, God is love.
Yep.
And God loves everybody, anyhow. So we need to go back to the Bible and get some understanding from the Bible. So we train pastors to understand that HIV is one of the health issues we have in our world today. But HIV can be treated when somebody is diagnosed properly. There can be a treatment for that person. So we were able to make the church to understand the pros and cons of HIV, how HIV somebody can, one way or the other, acquire HIV in a way, because it is not people just going out. HIV can even infect babies.
Yeah.
If their mother have it, and then one way or the other, they are not, aware of it, they can transmit the infection to the baby unborn. So once we do that and the pastors get the understanding that HIV is a health issue, now they allow us to set up HIV testing centers in the church where the place is set to be a no-go zone. So that is how we got ourselves involved in HIV, just to make sure that people who go to church, especially people who are within the Black African community, who are one of the groups that have HIV, it carries the highest of the prevalence of HIV, are well taken care of. And for them also to have the understanding to help all of us to prevent HIV. This is how we got the passion of carrying this project.
Yeah, and it's such an amazing cause. You mentioned about the testing sites that you have. Could you talk about that a little bit more? What sort of healthcare providers and how do you sort of do this?
Yes, so we have a project we created, which is called Take Action Now.
Yeah.
Because before we got ourselves involved, as I've said already, the church wasn't keen of entertaining any HIV intervention within the church, so the doors were closed. So once we went into the church to find out how we can address the situation, the pastors agreed that this project should be carried on. We thought that it is a very good way of us getting HIV behind us at this point of time. So this testing thing came on when I realized, in fact, it was my vision, when I realized that we can really take action and take it now. So the action is we go to the church, we educate the pastors, we educate the church for them to understand that the only way for us to get our treatment and get our health back when we are having HIV is to get tested. Get tested, and then you get treatment. So we take the role of us looking for places whereby the healthcare providers, where they can go. So when we go into a particular church, we don't do the testing ourselves. We work with the healthcare providers like the NHS. Our members, some of them are NHS nurses, trained nurses to test. And we work with also other organizations who are already doing HIV testing. So when we're going into a church to do the testing, a full team goes there in partnership. So it's take action, then we take the action, and it is now and now. We don't signpost anybody at that time to any place, because once they have gotten to know that testing is good for them, we do it now. Otherwise, if you signpost them, by the end of the day, they will not go because of the stigma and everything. So everything is done just one day. And that one day, you can get about 50 people tested once. When you will be in your gum clinic and nobody will come. But one time, you've got about 50 people already tested. So that is how, we do this testing. It's take action now. And it's a model that is being replicated now almost everywhere. People are targeting churches and faith communities. Yes.
Yeah, and as you said, HIV is often stigmatized, and now is the right time to address it. Why do you think that's the case?
Yes, we have to do it now because HIV is such that once people hear about it, now they are able to take precaution. They are able to take good care of themselves. What HIV likes is when you don't talk about it. So if you don't talk about it, people think that it's gone, it's not there. So we need to tell people that HIV is still there. Because when we're not talking about it, now people are going back again to visit their own lifestyle again.
Yeah.
And we don't want people to, get HIV for us to go back again to the 80s where we started. We now have to amplify our voice. We need to talk more about HIV for people to know that it is still there, it has gone nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, so we have to talk about HIV.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yes.
And besides from the UK, what other locations have you expanded to?
Yes, beside UK, we've managed to get well established in Africa.
Yeah.
In Ghana and in Uganda. We used to be in Kenya, but we have put the Kenya project on hold. But we will revisit it again. And we are going to have more of our project in other countries as well. That is the next step we're going to take to make sure that the unit's target of zeroing HIV by the year 2030 is in place. So we have other countries as well that we're going to open up for the next few years to come.
Amazing,
Yes.
yeah. And what would you say to vulnerable people who are probably suffering from HIV? How could they benefit from your services?
Yeah, what we say to them when we come in to counsel, give them counseling, because once this happens to you as a person, you're carrying so many things. The stigma alone is more than a killer. You have had this challenge, and at the same time, people are stigmatizing you. And I always say that stigma even kills faster than the HIV itself. So people who are vulnerable, as you said, of having HIV, has to know that it's not the end of life. Because we have good treatments now in place. And once you know your status and you are being put on the drug system, carry on taking your drugs. Because the more you do it and you are narrowing, your viral load within you, now your strength is coming because you are boosting up your immune system.
Yeah.
And then you're going to stand firm and carry on with your life. And also, we tell people living with HIV that they should always feel like they are welcome because Action Plus is there for them.
Yeah.
We have paid a price just for them to get their lives back. So if there's anything that you feel like is putting you off your life, if you come to us, we have good services that we can provide for you.
Yeah, amazing. It's just such great work. And just lastly, do you have any exciting future products or projects?
Yeah, the exciting future projects that we are planning is, first of all, the one I've just said. We believe that it is time now that we expound our horizon, and make sure that we are leaving no stone unturned. So for the first 2-3 years, we want to establish branches in Africa.
Yeah.
And in Africa, we're going to America as well. We have already located places that we want to go and start off with this project. So we are looking at doing it just because we have got good plans linked with the units, target that they have set. And it's very exciting to know that by the year 2030, HIV will be zeroed.
Yeah.
And there will be nowhere HIV can be traced in our world. So we want to be part of that, vision and that dream and that goal, so that the opportunities that we have and what we have acquired in the system will be implemented to the full.
Yeah.
So that as much as we go on doing what we are doing, then we believe that the battle will soon be over.
Amazing. Thank you so much for speaking with me today, and congratulations on your work. It's just great work. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And God